Well, I guess I'll get started talking since you guys are here. So nice to have you. I've been on a little bit of an adventure. I know I'm supposed to be staying at home, but my mother needed some surgery, so I went up north to Northern California to go help her after the surgery. And everything went well, and she's doing really, really fine. But so I was away, and I was in two different places while I was away. One is the Marin Hills in Fairfax, and the other place is the Moraga Hills. And neither one of them had very good reception. And no matter what I did, I could not pull in good internet connection. So I apologize about having to postpone the classes from last week, but here's this week already. Here we are ready to do them. So thank you very much for following through and coming back to class tonight since we couldn't do it last week. So welcome everyone. I'm really excited to teach you tonight about how to use a master cell. That's what our class is going to be on, is using a master cell for clearing the energy that gets between our body, being, communication space. And we're going to use something called a master cell to clean it out and then reset the energy of the body to enthusiasm. And this is a really simple exercise. If you'll wait one moment, I need to turn my air conditioning on here. It's a simple exercise, and the main part that, or I should say the part of the exercise that really makes it work, is the mindfulness, the intention, the postulate that you use when we get down to work. Because basically what you're going to be doing is working on a circle tonight. Now, if you can't visualize a circle, you could sense a circle, but that's basically what we're going to be using tonight, is the image of a circle or a graphic pie. So I think that you can imagine what a circle looks like out in front of you, and that's going to keep this really, really simple. I wanted to tell a story real quick before I get going about why I thought of doing this class to raise the body energy. As many other women have done during the COVID stay-at-home orders, I've been packing on the pounds and I've been overeating. And so I wanted to do something about it, and I hired a personal trainer. And she's great. And what she does is she tapes her trainings, or we do them over FaceTime. And so we had an appointment and it went really well. I loved my workout. And then here I am, let's see, fast forward a month, and there were 3 weeks where my trainer forgot my appointment. Now, this is not to bag on my trainer. This is a story about the energy that got in my body, being, communication space. This gal is a professional trainer. She works with professional athletes. And it made me really realize the intensity of the energy that we try to manage in our bodies without really knowing that it's so much foreign energy. And that's the energy that actually adds on extra weight on the body. It's energy that you don't need to be carrying, and it actually translates into extra pounds. So I found that actually amusing. Rather than getting upset with her, how could I get upset with her? It's the energy in my space that was preventing her from actually being able to get in touch with me for the session. So it made me look at how much energy gets in that body, being, communication space, and how important it is to keep it cleared. So that's why I thought tonight would be a great night to show you all how to use what's called the master cell and clean out the energy of the body by using something as simple as a graphic pie. All right, well, in order to do this, one of the important things is to quiet the body down so that we can do the energy work in a quiet manner so that you get senior to your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an energy tool first, which is called a grounding cord. I'm going to have you all put a grounding cord down, and that is a simple line of energy that connects from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the planet, and it anchors into the center of the planet. So you can imagine anchoring that cord real firmly into the center of the planet, and you can close your eyes while you do this too. And once you put that grounding cord down, you're going to work with gravity, and gravity is going to gently pull whatever foreign energies you're ready to let go of out of your space. I'm going to let you ground for one moment. I'm going to pause myself. I'm a little hot. I'm going to go get a Kleenex. I'll be right back. I hate to do that to you, but I was getting mighty hot. All right, now that you're grounded, we're going to start to release some energy. And the first one I always like to start with is stress, because we all have so much stress in our lives right now. So as you ground, start to bring your awareness right up to the center of your head so that your focus is behind your eyes. And then kind of search around your space, which would be your body, your aura, and look for stress wherever you might be holding that, and let gravity start to pull that right out of you and down into your grounding cord. And just let all the problems of the day start to release. If you've been holding problems in your head mentally, let those release. Spirits in female bodies tend to have problems accumulate out in front of their abdomen. So if you're a spirit in a female body, say hello to that energy, your female energy, and ground that. Let all the tension release from your body, wherever you're holding tension, maybe from things that you have to do or responsibilities. Let that energy slide right off of you and right down into your grounding cord. And if you have any responsibilities that you feel you still need to take care of tonight, see if you can let them go for the next half hour. Give to yourself. And those responsibilities you'll remember after class. Don't worry, they'll be there. But put them aside for the next 30 minutes so that you can take this time to heal your body and the energy that's been affecting it. And then go ahead and say hello to any anxiety that you might be experiencing. Let that energy release. I brought a list of energy vibrations we're going to be looking for in our body being communication space tonight. We're going to be doing that using what's called the master cell. This is postulating that you're taking a cell from your pineal gland, which is kind of hangs down from the center of your head like a little finger. And that pineal gland is where you have all the formulas for your cells. And so we postulate taking a cell out of the pineal gland and working on that cell and using it like a teaching cell. So we're going to do our healing work to what we call the master cell out of the pineal gland. And then we're going to put that cell back into the pineal gland so it can teach all the other cells to raise the energy up to match the new cell. So that's how we're going to do this. It's super simple. You're just going to be visualizing a circle or a bubble or a graphic pie out in front of you. And you can go ahead and do that with your eyes closed right now. If you want to visualize a great big white movie screen in front of you with your eyes closed, you can do that. And go ahead and create that bubble, that graphic pie out in front of you with the postulate that you are creating a circle to represent your master cell. We're going to put a grounding cord on your master cell so that the master cell itself can ground and start to release energy. So create a great big tube underneath that circle that you just created out in front of you and draw that tube all the way down into the very center of the planet and figure out a way to anchor it in. All right. Well, now let's take a look at this circle that you have out in front of you. It's going to be filled with all kinds of energy, and this represents your master cell. And you may see different colors. It would be great if you can see some bright colors in there. If not, that's okay, because we're going to ground the cell. We're going to do some healing work on it. Eventually, I'd love you to be able to see some bright colors in that particular circle representing your pure energy. What you're looking at right now, I would imagine, has some other colors in it, maybe some dull or dark colors, and that would be the foreign energy. So go ahead and start to say hello to the ability to release energy out of that circle using the grounding cord right now. And just kind of give that circle an acknowledgement. And one of the first energies we're going to take out of your master cell today is fatigue. So when you look at that circle right now, I'd like you to look for the energy vibration of fatigue. And it might be one color for you, or it might be a number of colors. But when I say fatigue, take a look at what gets stimulated in that circle and start to acknowledge those energies and send them down the grounding cord. One of the reasons I like using the master cell so much is because the master cell holds a lot of light. So it's easy to see what the foreign energies are in that cell. So as you ground that, you may notice that as you release some of the darker energies, you might actually start to see some light or some light colors coming in. The other thing that's happening as you work on fatigue in this bubble is that you're actually releasing fatigue from your body. So you want to keep your grounding cord on and keep it firmly anchored into the center of the planet so that you can be releasing the energy from your body while you're actually working on the master cell. There you go. I was watching a lot of you start to release that, as well as some unconscious energy from the fatigue. I thought I'd remind you all of your grounding cord, and you did a good job just regrounding that now. And then another energy that we worked on just briefly was anxiety. And I'd like us to take a look at anxiety in the master cell and start to clear that. You might notice for yourself if this particular energy has any different qualities. Like anxiety, you might notice it has perhaps a jittery energy or a staticky energy. And the reason I'm kind of calling your attention to this is so that you can start to recognize particular vibrations in your own universe so that you can know what you're experiencing when those energies are getting stimulated in your space. I see that as a very thick energy, that anxiety that is coming out right now. It's kind of like a salt and pepper mottled um, thick energy. And as you're releasing the anxiety, I also want you to be aware that a lot of that anxiety might not even be yours. That might be the anxiety of family members, friends, acquaintances, even people at work. So make sure you let go of all of that anxiety. Since the purpose of this exercise tonight is to raise the body energy, we're going to take a lot of time tonight to fill in the master cell. And I thought we would use the energy vibration of enthusiasm because that's really one of the body's highest energy vibrations. So, what I'd like you to do right now is create the vision of a golden sun above this bubble that you're working on, and have the mindful thought, the postulate that you're filling this gold sun with enthusiasm. Let that gold sun fill up lots of enthusiasm. And then bring that gold sun into the bubble that you're working on so that we're replenishing the master cell with that enthusiasm after having released the fatigue and anxiety. All right, when that bubble is full with gold, we're going to move on to another couple energies. I want to cover some emotions, and Fear is one of them. So we really want to clear fear out of that master cell. Take a look at your master cell and see what colors light up. Start to use your grounding cord on your bubble and allow gravity to start pulling that fear out. Fear can happen in the body being communication space if you're not in your body very much. The body goes into fear if it can't find its information. That's one of the reasons it goes into fear. So if you're not grounded, you could very well have fear in that body being communication space from not having your information available to you. You have to be in your body in order to access your information and in order to be able to create and receive. I'm watching a lot of fear of aging coming out. So anybody that's got a match with that, you can say hello to that energy and ground that. Fear of family genetic diseases, say hello to that energy and release it. And if you know of family illnesses or genetic diseases that your family has, you can go ahead and be very specific right now and look for those energies and clear them out of your master cell right now. For instance, if you have diabetes in your family, look for that diabetes energy right now in your master cell, say hello to it, and ground it out as a color. And you can do that with any disease. This exercise is so simple and yet can be so profound and can really shift a lot of energy. So don't be disillusioned by thinking that we're just doing a little bit of work. This is actually going to be a big shift in your body energy after tonight. All right. Now that you've released a lot of fear, I also want to talk to you about anger and how anger can get in that body being communication space. A lot of times, the anger can be from energies invading you. That's really when the body gets angry, is when it's been invaded. So an invasion could be energy coming from a family member. It could be energy coming from a friend or somebody at work. It could come from really any place. And so you want to say hello to that anger and let that anger come out of the master cell. Get that anger out of the body. And depending on how much anger you have in your body being communication space, you might actually feel some anger releasing from your actual body right now as you do this energy work. There are a couple of you that have a lot of anger that you're working on in that body being communication space, and I just want you to know I'm working with you to help you ground that. You know, you could always ask the bubble while you're working on it. That bubble represents your master cell. You could ask your master cell why it's angry if you're finding a lot of anger, and listen for the answer. And once you get your answer, maybe that might help you find a solution to correcting how your body is holding on to anger. Let's go ahead and create a great big gold sun, fill it full of enthusiasm, and start to fill in all the places where you released that energy. Really fill that bubble up with gold. We're going to take a moment to fill ourselves in with a big gold sun. So create another gold sun above your own head and bring that in all the way through your entire body. You can let the excess run down your grounding cord. And now we're going to take a look at the master cell again and look for the energy of electricity. See if you can find any colors or qualities of energy that are electricity, and we're going to ground those out. Sometimes you might not be able to actually see the energy, but you might be able to feel it or experience it. And that's just as good information. I don't want you to get stuck if you don't see electricity or see something like that, because you might experience that energy. And however you get your spiritual information is good, doesn't matter. And say hello to the grounding on your own body while you work on that electricity, so that if it starts releasing from your body, you've got your body grounded as well. Good. Now we're going to take out mother's energy out of the master cell. So say hello to your mother's energy. See if you can actually recognize the difference between the color of your mother's energy and what looks to be your energy in that master cell. Sometimes it's hard to recognize your own mother's energy in your body because you gestated in her body, and so the energies are very similar. But if you keep it simple, just as colors, that's really a great way to be able to recognize the difference. You might ask your mother why she's in the energy of your cells still, and you might find out she's there protecting you or for some other reason, but it's always interesting to find out why somebody has lingered in your space. So go ahead and ask, and you might get some answers. And one of the things you can do for your mother, if your mother does not want to leave your space, is you can create a gold rose and put it on the outside edge of your aura and let that be a communication rose for your mom so that she has a place to come to you and be able to get a hello and give a hello. That's what the moms want to be able to do. So if you ignore that, you don't pay attention to that, that's when you'll start experiencing their attention back on you because they're not getting that hello from you. So that's my suggestion in putting a gold rose at the edge of your aura, on the outside edge of your aura for your mother. And when you're done grounding mother's energy out of your master cell, let's go ahead and take a look at father's energy. Now, if you're a spirit in a female body, it's going to be easier to see your dad's energy. If you're a spirit in a male body, you'll have the same issue as women looking for their mothers in their space. It's going to be a little bit trickier for you, perhaps, to recognize the difference between your father's energy and your own male energy. And again, you can take this opportunity to ask your dad why he's still in your cells. You can ask that, find out what his answer is. So you may find your parents' energy in your master cell long after both of your parents may have passed. So even if your parents are no longer have living bodies, you could very well still find their energy in your master cell. And if you do, and they've passed, I would send them their energy back. I would put that energy in a rose and send it back to them so they can use it to heal themselves before whether they decide to take another body or not. All right, let's go ahead and create a great big gold sun to replenish the bubble after clearing mother's and father's energy. Gather up as much of your enthusiasm that you may have left outside of your body. You can whistle that back into a big gold sun above this cell. And fill your master cell in with all of that gold energy, all of that enthusiasm. All right, we're going to clear just a couple more energies and then wrap up. So I thought I'd give you an opportunity to clear lies out of your master cell. Now that's going to cover a lot of things, but I would light up the energy of lies. And I'm going to give you a simple way to do that. We're going to use neutral purple energy. So you can imagine taking a handful of neutral purple energy and kind of tossing it at the bubble with the postulate that you are looking for lies in your master cell. Go ahead and toss some purple energy at it, see if anything sticks. And wherever that purple energy sticks, you're going to ground that purple. That would be the energy of lies. Now, when we talk about lies, a lie could be somebody else's picture of health that has become stuck in your master cell. It could be a corrupted DNA. It could be all kinds of things, or what I'm calling lies, something that is not a truth for you on your spiritual path. And I wouldn't get stuck worrying about what the lies are. You don't have to know. That's why using neutral purple is so great. It just simplifies everything. So all you have to do is just ground that dark purple energy out. All right. Go ahead and create a great big gold sun above your bubble for your master cell. We're going to fill it in one more time with a lot of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is that vibration you see in kids when they're jumping up and down and they just can't contain themselves. And that's an energy that a lot of times we have programmed out of us by in our early years, because it's hard sometimes for adults to be around enthusiasm if they can't generate that energy within themselves. Then you'll notice that people will try to control enthusiasm. Well, what we're doing today is we're going to bypass all of that, get our freedom, and get as much of our enthusiasm back into our master cell as possible. And when that master cell is filled with gold, what you're going to do is postulate that you are placing it back into your pineal gland. Just imagine taking it, putting it back into your head. You can kind of drop it right into the center of your head and postulate you're putting it back in that pineal gland. And take a moment to just allow it to start teaching the other cells in the pineal gland how to match up to the new energy vibration. Good job. All right, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come on out of trance. Welcome. Good job. Give you a few minutes to just kind of find your space. I just had a couple of announcements of other things that I have coming up. Let me find my calendar here. Actually this week, I have, later on this week, we have a whole nother free event coming up. If you are in the Soul Support membership, on Friday night at 7 o'clock, I'm doing the freedom healing that was supposed to have been done last week, but I'm doing it this Friday night. And then I have another free healing coming up the following week on a Thursday night, and that's to clear isolation and loneliness. That's open to everyone. The one this Friday night is for Soul Support members, and if you'd like to become a Soul Support member, please contact me through email, and I'd be happy to set you up. It's $27 a month for a minimum of one healing, and these are group healings, and I'm doing at least 2 every month. Sometimes I'll throw a class in there as well. So I wanted to let you know about that. And I have one other that I didn't put on my calendar here. So just one moment, please. Christy, do you have it? Catching her off guard. Well, I sent the announcement out today, so look in your emails for the announcement that I sent, and it's got all of the information on upcoming classes. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you Friday night, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night, or excuse me, next Thursday night as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great night. Got my eyes on you. Good night.